Tanzid Hassan in the 4th over to Alam Mohamed Gazanfar, but then Sumya Sarkar and skipper Najmul Hussain deliver it at the same sort of pitch. I don't need to do anything different. Check.
into the head of Shanto.
Then 18-year-old Gazanfer and Rashid Khan.
2, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is R2, I'm shaking the mic. R2, 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 R2. Check 1. Okay, covering antenna, covering antenna. Covering antenna, covering antenna. R1, R.
2, 3, 4. Pitch mic 1, 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 2, 3, 4.
We are at the ready for this toss. We've got the two captains. Javagal Srinath is the match referee. Hashmatullah is the coin. Let's go.
Head. Head is the call.
From Najmul Hussain Chanto, head is the call. Najmul, what have you decided to do?
I like to bat first. Looks a little dry on the get, and I'm expecting some swing and spin later on.
Yeah, I mean, batting second was a bit of a problem for Bangladesh. What happened? I mean, have you recovered from that downfall that happened very quickly?
I don't think it's a problem, but I think it's mental things. Probably we need to believe that we can if we stay in the wicket we can chase the run. But it's all about the belief.
Yeah, so many Bangladeshi batters over the years, maybe in the last 2-3 years, have gotten off to a great start, great 30, great 40, but have not really been able to finish the job. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, it's quite difficult, and if we wanted to win the matches, those who are get set, he needs to bat longer. So that is one thing we need to improve, and then all the batters will take the responsibility today, I believe.
Any team changes?
Yes, we made 2 changes. Unfortunately, Mushfiq Bhai is injured, so in place of Mushfiq Bhai, Zakir Ali make his debut, and Rishad is not playing. Nasum Ahmed back into the squad.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hashmatullah, I mean, more of the same from Afghanistan. It was just a flawless performance, especially with the ball.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yeah, we did very well in the first ODI, and now today looking forward, inshallah we will try to carry on the same way what we did in the first one.
I mean, this young kid comes and absolutely floors the opposition. I'm talking of Ghazanfar. What makes him such a champion bowler?
I think he has the skills. He did really well in the past under-19 World Cup, and he was with me in domestic tournament also. He did really well in Sharjah Cricket League. Yeah. So he is skillful, and he is a good kid for us and a bright future for Afghanistan.
So I guess the challenge now for Afghanistan would be how to get it right, batting second, chasing a score. I mean, the top order was a little turbulent, and then you rescued the innings with Nabi. What are your thoughts? I mean, how many runs do you think are chaseable on a surface where you're playing the second game?
I think if we restrict them under 240, it will be good for us, and we will try and give our 100% not to let them score more runs on board. And yeah, in the first game, our top order was not up to the mark. So looking forward, and hopefully they recover today, and I'm confident of that our boys will do well today.
Any team changes?
No, we go with the same team.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Right then, Bangladesh have won the toss and elected to bat first.
opener Tanzid Hassan in the 4th over to Ala Mohammed Ghazanfar, and then Soumya Sarkar and skipper Najmul Hussain Shanto played some brilliant shots to put on a 53-run. He got into the head of Shanto. Then 18-year-old Ghazanfar and Rashid Khan rattle through the middle order as Bangladesh collapse, losing 8 wickets for just 23 runs.
It's wide over Rashid Khan. He is finishing it in style.
Ghazanfar picked up a career best 6 for 26, creating history, becoming only the 3rd ODI series between these two sides. 1-0 up at the moment, Afghanistan. Bangladesh today on Super Saturday looking to make it 1-1. Yeah, warm welcome along here to Sharjah. Our production crew have been very good to us as well. We're in the shade today with all of that heat that we experienced the other day. About 32 degrees, nowhere near as hot as a few days ago. The good news is we've got a special guest and a special welcome man to my left. We had to wait. You've got to wait for the good things in life. A warm welcome to Attar Ali Khan, Ahmed Fadai alongside you. Great to see you, Attar. I know you're watching the other day. You'll have been disappointed with the result, but it was a fantastic game of cricket.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to give credit to the Afghanistan team, the way they handled the pressure. Remember, 71 for 5 and then 235 on the board. And in chase, 120 for 2. At that stage, we all thought maybe it's going to be a cruising victory for Bangladesh. Not the case. So you got to play a little bit more tougher, knowing that if you lose early wickets, then it'll be a problem. But hopefully, they can come back strongly.
And big news as well, of course, no Mushfiqur, who's missing out with what I think is a finger injury.
Yes, he has a finger injury and he misses out on the rest of the 2 games. Hopefully, he gets fit because it was such a long tour ahead, also going to the Caribbean to play a full Test series, ODIs and 3 T20 internationals. But what is important for Bangladesh to realize the fact that you got to go and put your hand up no matter who's missing out. I think the youngsters who are in the team will need to show what they are capable of, and they have an opportunity, another opportunity here.
Yeah, still plenty of match winners in this Bangladesh team, and there are plenty of match winners in this Afghanistan side. Ahmed, tell us about some of those match winners. How good are they? Particularly the youngster set that record with 6 for 26, 6 for 26, Ala Mohammed Ghazanfar.
Yeah, well, first of all, welcome, Attar, and good to be here again. See records being made by Afghanistan on this very ground. Ala Mohammed Ghazanfar becoming the 3rd youngest for the age of 18 years and 231 days after Waqar Yunus and Rashid Khan claiming that 6 for 26. Really a wonderful breakthrough, like from a position of strength. Bringing the team, Bangladesh was in a position of strength, but bringing a team into the contest back and then taking wickets. 6 for 26 was absolutely phenomenal. Watching out for Siddiqullah Attar, who was the player of the series in the Emerging Asia Cup. Hopefully that he'll be able to step up and perform.
Yeah, good sign as well. You saw Ramanullah Gurbaz looking fighting fit. Here are the 6 wickets. It was really an exhibition of spin bowling. Attar, do you feel Bangladesh could have played him better?
Absolutely. I mean, I thought that they were not reading him properly, because they were not sure whether the ball's going to go come back to the left-hander or go move away, because he's a mystery spinner. So if you come across a mystery spinner of that quality, he's got really high quality, you've got to accept the fact. You've got to watch the hand really closely and ensure that what is he trying to do. Not easy because they're playing them for the very first time, but hopefully they've done their homework and they can come out with a better plan today.
Yeah, spot on the money as always, Attar. Well, all of this talk about one of the youngest players here. What about one of the veterans who was really alongside Ghazanfar, the absolute match winner himself? It's the president. A little earlier we heard from Mohammed Nabi.
First of all, congratulations on a brilliant 84 runs. Can you walk us through your approach constructing that beautiful crafty innings?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yeah, it's a great innings. I'm really happy to participate some runs to my team, and yeah, it's a tough situation as well, pressurized situation, 5 down on 75. Yeah, we discussed with the captain to build a small partnership during the situation, and targeted 220 or 230. That was our target, yeah.
Well, that was brilliant, 104-run partnership. It was 71 for 5 when you came down. But also when you came to bowl, you took a very crucial wicket. The partnership was building and the Bangladesh was going away with the game. How did you change that field? Whose idea that was, and how did you take that breakthrough?
Yeah, it's tough to bowling to me because my whole body is cramping. I out from the ground after the first over and recover my body and come back to because team need that time the wicket, and I also are really upset on that time as well because both of lefties on the crease, and at that time my role was more important on the others. When I come back and to bowl again, that still ball was turning. Then a few ball to the captain, and yes, big turn as well. Then Rahmat Shah came to me, put double slip and make it some other shots, and we did that, and it's worked that plan, yeah.
Well, I'm happy that the bluff worked. Thank you very much for wonderful performance in the first ODI. Wish you all the best for the second and the more games to come, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Always fascinating to hear the thoughts of one of the icons of Afghan cricket. Okay, Bangladesh has a new head coach in place, and Attar Ali Khan a little earlier was speaking with Phil Simmons.
Well, I'm delighted to have Phil Simmons, the Bangladesh head coach. Phil, first and foremost, what's the latest on Mushfiqur Rahim's injury?
Mushi in the 49th over got hit on the left hand, and unfortunately there's a fracture there, so he's out for the rest of the series.
Right. Bit of frustration in the dressing room when you saw them going really well at the 120 for 2, and then that collapse. What do you make of it?
I think at that stage we got pushed back a little bit by their bowlers, and then we didn't find the right way to come out of that. So hence the amount of wickets and the number of wickets for a small number of runs, and it's something that we've been talking about even before we got here, losing wickets in clusters. So something we have addressed again, and hopefully it doesn't happen again today.
And what can we expect from Bangladesh, because it's a game that you need to win to stay alive in the series?
I think we are trying to get to the stage where everybody plays their role and doing the right things on the field. We started very well. The seamers were excellent in the last game. The batters now need to stand up and make sure that we put enough runs if we bat first, or we chase down whatever the bowlers give us. So it's about taking responsibility for the situation at that time.
What do you make of the pitch on the first ODI? Whatever you saw, the behavior, the pitch itself?
I think for me, who's been coming to Sharjah for a long time, it was a typical Sharjah wicket. There wasn't much bounce. It was skidding on later on, so it's a typical Sharjah wicket. It's mostly scoring up front rather than square the wicket. So I don't think it's going to be any change today.
All right, thanks, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Yeah, certainly is a much-loved man, isn't he, Phil Simmons? Attar, as we see Bangladesh players go through their warm-ups earlier, it's a challenging 6 months for Bangladesh, but one with a lot of opportunity, that Tour of the Caribbean, then the Champions Trophy to follow.
Yeah, the first challenge is to make sure that they somehow manage to go and pick up a win and square the series, and then they decide on the third one, the international. That's what will be going in every player's mind. Yes, a lot of challenges for the team and also for the coach, Phil Simmons, because they also go to Caribbean for a full series with 2 test matches, 3 ODIs and 3 T20 internationals, and then off to the Champions Trophy. So a lot of cricket for them, in between BPL happening also. So a lot of cricket, and hopefully it goes in the right direction.
I think you might have made a good appointment there with that Tour of the Caribbean coming up. Okay, let's get out to the playing surface and the 2 men to oversee this. Give us a bit of the pitch report. Brian Murgatroyd, who's joined by Ramiz Raja.
out here in the middle. It's a couple of degrees cooler than it was on Wednesday. It's still hot, 32 degrees, and there's actually less of a breeze than there was for that first one-day international. The players will certainly notice that. It's the same pitch as we played on for that opening game, so the boundaries haven't changed. The short boundaries are still the square ones, 61 and 62 metres. The longer hits are the ones down the ground, 75 and 76 metres. I've got the former Pakistan captain, Ramiz Raja, alongside me. Ramiz, in that first game, we saw a huge advantage, as it turned out, to the side batting first. Is this the way you see things again for this one?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's more important to win the toss and bat first. It's a used pitch, so I think from a distance it appears as if it'll grip more. It probably have a little bit of sideways movement with the new ball up front, but other than that, I don't see any damage being caused by paces. But one thing that needs to be considered, if you're standing here, I just noticed this dazzling brightness of the surface. The sun is hitting the surface here, and you know, early on, it could be just a little bit difficult adjusting to this sheen. It's massive sheen out there on that good length area. I hope the cameras are able to pick this up. But a little bit of adjustment is needed, but overall, it's a batting surface. Bat first, get to a 250, and then put the opposition under pressure through earlier bit of medium pace and spin later on.
So it's the same pitch, and from Ramiz's perspective, the idea is win the toss, bat first.
Yeah, you would suspect he might be right. Certainly looks like a surface that whoever wins the toss will look to bat on. What about those Afghan batters, Ahmed? Ramanal Gurbaz looks as though he's fit from what we can see on arrival here today.
Oh yeah, that's a good news for the Afghanistan fans. Remember, he was the player of the series against Ireland, and they will want him bat long alongside Siddiqul Atal, his new partner. Also, I mean, it's great to see the kind of combination Afghanistan's put together. Great field effort by Azmatullah Omarzai really changed the complexion of the game. So good to see clicking in every department, Afghanistan team.
Yeah, his all-round skills, they just cannot be underrated. Azmatullah Omarzai, what a star he is. Okay, time for the toss. This took place just a little while earlier. Let's get out to Ramiz Raja.
We are at the ready for this toss. We've got the two captains. Javagal Srinath is the match referee. Hashmatullah is the coin. Let's go.
Head.
Head is the call.
From Najmul Hussain Chanto, head is the call. Najmul, what have you decided to do?
I like to bat first. Looks a little dry on the get, and I'm expecting some swing and spin later on.
Yeah, I mean, batting second was a bit of a problem for Bangladesh. What happened? I mean, have you recovered from that downfall that happened very quickly?
I don't think it's a problem, but I think it's mental things. Probably we need to believe that we can if we stay in the wicket, we can chase the run. But it's all about the belief.
Yeah, so many Bangladeshi batters over the years, maybe in the last 2-3 years, have gotten off to a great start, great 30, great 40, but have not really been able to finish the job. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, it's quite difficult, and if we wanted to win the matches, those who get set, he needs to bat longer. So that is one thing we need to improve, and then all the batters will take the responsibility today, I believe.
Any team changes?
Yes, we made 2 changes. Unfortunately, Mushfiq Bhai is injured, so in place of Mushfiq Bhai, Zakir Ali make his debut, and Rishad is not playing. Nasum Ahmed back into the squad.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hashmatullah, I mean, more of the same from Afghanistan. It was just a flawless performance, especially with the ball.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yeah, we did very well in the first ODI, and now today looking forward, inshallah we will try to carry on the same way what we did in the first one.
I mean, this young kid comes and absolutely floors the opposition. I'm talking of Ghazanfar. What makes him such a champion bowler?
I think he has the skills. He did really well in the past Under-19 World Cup, and he was with me in domestic tournament also. He did really well in Sharjah Cricket League. Yeah. So he is skillful, and he is a good kid for us and a bright future for Afghanistan.
So I guess the challenge now for Afghanistan would be how to get it right, batting second, chasing a score. I mean, the top order was a little turbulent, and then you rescued the innings with Nabi. What are your thoughts? I mean, how many runs do you think are chaseable on a surface where you're playing the second game?
I think if we restrict them under 240, it will be good for us, and we will try and give our 100% not to let them score more runs on board. And yeah, in the first game, our top order was not up to the mark. So looking forward, and hopefully they recover today, and I'm confident of that our boys will do well today.
Any team changes?
No, we go with the same team.
Best of luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Right then, Bangladesh have won the toss and elected to bat first.
Well, that's the news from the toss, and there are the two head coaches, two very well thought of head coaches. The job that Jonathan Trott has done with Afghanistan, quite phenomenal. And Phil Simmons, he's been all around the world trying to craft his new and talented squad. Okay, let's get a look at the two starting 11s. Attar, you might be able to guide me through the Bangladesh side. Two changes for them.
Yeah, one forced change, Mushfiqur Rahim not available, so they've brought in Zakir Ali, who's handed also a debut in one-day internationals. Recently made a debut, but it's all about the top order, Tanzit, Shommo, Shanto, Tohid Veer and Mahmudullah, who will need to put their hands up because they're batting first, and if they can get their act together, remember 120 for 2. They've also brought in Nasu Mehmed, the left-arm spinner in place of right-arm leg spinner Rishad Hussain. So we'll have to wait and see. Shanto, as a skipper in one-day internationals, is averaging 51 as a batter. I think it's time for him to put his hand up because he was well set in the other day as well.
Yeah, I think he's a fine player, fully agree with you. Ahmed, what about this Afghan side? Are you surprised they've stuck with the same 11? Well, or if you're winning, you just go with the same boys?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it the norm to continue with the winning combination? It's a great side, mentioned this last time as well, playing with the 4 spinners, 1 pacer, Gulbadin Naib out in the middle as well, who's got a medium pace. So quite a good-looking side to me, alongside Asmatullah Omar's side, of course. So enough, plenty bowling options with a strong batting at the top.
Yeah, they really do have so many bowling options, and those all-rounders that they've really had right from the start. We heard Hashmatullah Shahidi talk there at the toss about trying to restrict Bangladesh to less than 240. Will they be able to do that, Ahmed?
I think they should aim at doing this because 233 is the average total on this track. So you will feel comfortable being able to chase anything around 240, 250, knowing the fact that you understand how the track behaves.
Attar, I might save the final word for you since we're so happy to have you coming in and joining us. Bangladesh will be desperate to square this series. Can they do it today?
Well, that's the belief that should have in the dressing room. I mean, whatever I believe or the fans believe back home, the belief has to be stronger from them.
Well, let's get upstairs immediately to our first commentators who will join you. That's Brian Murgatroyd, who'll be joined now by Ramiz Raja.
Welcome to the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Tanzit Hassan opening the innings. That best of 84, that was on debut against Sri Lanka. And Shumya Shaka, 2 left-handers together, and that 169, the second highest score for Bangladesh in one-day internationals. That was against New Zealand a couple of years ago. Faisal Haq Faruqi, he's going to open the bowling from the pavilion end. Went wicketless on Wednesday. It's not often that happens. Very effective bowler with the new ball. But it's a different kettle of fish for Afghanistan today. They were defending and defended very well, very effectively on Wednesday. But now, what can they do in terms of restricting Bangladesh? Bangladesh getting what they wanted, winning the toss, opting to bat. Now, can they set a target? Ramiz Raja alongside me.
Good afternoon, Murgas. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Batting on a used pitch and bowling on a used pitch, so it'll be interesting how tactics play out. 2 slips in place. Bangladesh have got a 50-50 record, batting first and batting second. It doesn't really hit them hard.
Are you ready?
Chasing a score or setting a score.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Let's play!
Let's play. ODI number 2 of the series. Or not. For the second time in succession, we've got a delay behind the bowler's arm. That gives us an opportunity to meet our umpires for today's action. Bismillah Jan Shinwari is the Afghanistan umpire. Very, very experienced and a fine umpire too. And at square leg, another very experienced umpire and another very fine man out on the pitch. He was TV umpire on Wednesday. It's Hassan Raza. And straight away, that's a terrific in-swinger from Faisal Haq Faruqi.
I mean, that's the length to bowl. We mentioned during the pitch report that there's a little bit of spot at the good length area because of the dazzling sheen. And so that could be a little disconcerting for any frontline batter up front. Alex Worf is the TV umpire and Javagal Srinath, our friend, is the match referee. I mean, it's the shorter length for an opener that he loves. It's the fuller length that at times you don't get your bearings right and get out. And that was such a good start. Swing back into the stumps at Yorker length.
Cracking shot off the back foot. This is the best time to bat, really, against the new ball. The ball coming onto the bat. 4 runs to Tanzid.
Yes, absolutely. Before the spinners come on to bowl and make it taxing for Bangladesh. Shorter in length and beautifully played away. Great timing through the offside.
Oh, a little nick on that I rather fancy. Tanzid trying to get after Faisal Haq Faruqi.
Yeah, openers these days in white ball cricket work in mysterious ways. I mean, he's hit a lovely boundary through the offside and certainly he ventures out of the crease. Well, this surface is harmless. I mean, there's hardly any grass, but the sheen, it is so dazzling bright out there, especially some of the good length areas. And I think you're quite capable of losing the side of the ball once it hit that dazzler, that dazzling spot. I remember during the '92 World Cup final, Murgas, I went out to bat, and so it was a 2:33 p.m. start, and the pitch was white colored, the sun was coming down on it, and for the first 6 balls I just couldn't pick up the length because the ball was getting lost after sort of hitting that dazzling spot around that good length area. I mean, and you can easily be befuddled because it is so shiny, that part of the surface, that you tend to lose the track of the ball once it's pitched in that area.
It's interesting, from that last shot we saw Tanzid batting in studs, and I'm sure there might be some people watching at home who are saying, well, why on earth are you batting in studs on this sort of a surface? You're not going to lose your grip. Well, actually you are, because it's almost like marble, isn't it? It's so slippy.
Yes, because you can easily lose the grip. Got to make sure that your bearings are right.
Well, bearings all wrong there for Faisal Haq Faruqi. He's a little bit all over the place in this first over, quite uncharacteristically so. He's certainly getting some swing, though.
Some would advise him to just settle down and look to bowl just one swing, but he's gifted. He's the wicket-taking option for Afghanistan, so he's experimented with the in-swinging angle and the out-swinging angle, but he's not really found the length. Slips come out, and so what have we got? A shot cover in place, 2-minute point. It's a heavily loaded offside field.
Beautifully bowled, taking the pace off there, inviting the drive with that length, and Tanzid just good enough to make that adjustment.
It's about playing on your strength. It's also playing on or nullifying the strength of the opponent. This was a slow ball and nicely played in the end because he's going hard at the ball. The first 3 or 4 balls, he really wanted to crack it to the fence. So that short cover does make a lot of sense if he's going to vary his pace.
Right where second slip would have been. Wouldn't have carried to a fielder had he been in that position. A single to Tanzid. He'll keep the strike. An eventful first over. Bangladesh 7 without loss. Two changes for Bangladesh, one of them enforced. Jaka Ali coming in to make his one-day international debut in place of the injured Mushfiq, who's got a fractured finger, and Nazim Ahmed coming into the side, playing for the first time since last year's Cricket World Cup. He replaces the leg spin of Rishad Hossain. And now all of a sudden it's going to be trial by spin for these Bangladesh batters. Ghazanfar, the hero of match one, with 6 for 26. And this is going to be a test not only technically for the Bangladesh batters, but also mentally as well, Ramiz.
Yes, I mean, you want to be on the front foot against him, but I can see the lack of intent, because you've got to pick him off the hand to be more comfortable playing him off the front foot. And if you can't do that, and obviously you're pushed on the back foot, and there lies the disadvantage. You lose the battle against him because he wants you to be pushed on the back foot so that his magical off-cutters and in-cutters can work. Got to be on the front foot against him. That's a wide down the leg side. There's a little bit of swerve. It's a new ball, and so he's quite good at controlling it. He gets it to spin a little, but his carom ball does the job so well for him. Pretty tall, strong lad. Brian Murgatroyd was talking about his strong fingers. They're like a tree trunk. I mean, great variations. And look at the control. He's got that action where he can target the stumps, ball after ball. That's more like it. You've got to play him with soft hands. Make sure that you get to understand which way the ball is going to spin.
Yes, he got 5 wickets in that second spell when he came back, having used the new ball. He dismissed Tanzid in his opening spell, and Tanzid was, as you said, Ramiz, on the back foot, and from that point he was lost. A little bit of swing there as well.
Yeah, we've not talked about this variety from Ghazanfar. That's the off cutter on the left, the off spin, and then the carom ball with the wrist behind that carom ball.
Well fielded by the captain at mid-wicket.
Can we see his swing, please? The in swing that he bowled couple of balls back, maybe in the next over.
Testing first over from Ghazanfar, 4 runs from it. Bangladesh 12 without loss. Bangladesh winning the toss, deciding to bat today. Looking to set a target rather than chase one, as they failed to do in match 1 on Wednesday. Again, a little bit of swing there for Faisal Haq Farooqi. There's a new ball, of course, at each end. Swinging the ball away from the left-handers will be a fraction easier for Faisal Haq Farooqi because the breeze is going that way from leg to off. Edged, and again through that second slip area. Ramat Shah down at third man. It's the second ball that's gone through that area after they've taken the second slip out.
The focus invariably is on the captain because he decides the field, but I think it's the onus is on the bowler really to help the captain here, develop a theme, a winning strategy. And so if the ball is going to swing away and if you feel that the front foot is not getting across the line, then I think you're better off having another slip, I think, and that's been decided now. I think the bowler has got to push the captain because he knows he's got the best angle, the best view of the batsman, so he's got to push the captain to have that second slip in.
Lovely use of the feet by Tanzid. Just skipped down the pitch a pace or two, turned that into a half volley and crunched it through the covers for 4.
It appears as if they're going to target the left armour because from the other end it's Ghazanfar and you need to be just a little bit more meticulous and careful playing him. He decimated Bangladesh in the last contest. This is such a good shot, good thinking, because the fielder was removed from that shot cover area, and what he does, he pierces the gap, creates his own angle, and that's the beauty of using your feet, because the field is set thinking the batsman is going to be at the crease area, and so you set the angles. But once you're out of the crease, then you create your own angle in the field. The slip is out again.
It's a cracking shot down the ground, full face of the bat. Tanzid going nicely, and all of a sudden a little bit of pressure on the Afghanistan bowlers.
Well, he must not stop because the flow is with him. So he's hit a beautiful crafty cover drive, and have a look at this original straight drive, full face of the blade and timing it beautifully.
He's almost blocked that for 4. That's how well he's timed it. Oh yes. Again, little skip down the pitch. Just wonder, Amiz, just seeing these chopping and changing efforts in the field from Afghanistan just suggests maybe a little lack of clarity in their thinking.
I don't have a problem if you keep on changing the field, because I don't know whether you've seen Ben Stokes work the field. I mean, there's a field change after every half a delivery, not even a full delivery. That's the in thing these days.
Miscued and just falling safe. Rashid Khan at mid-on couldn't quite get around. Off the toe of the bat, an expensive over. 10 runs from it, Bangladesh 22 without loss. Look how many kilometers I did today. No running after the game for me. If you're a Bangladesh fan, put your hands over your eyes now, because that's what happened on Wednesday. A night to forget for the Tigers. What a shot from Tanzid into the stands. 6 for 26 for Gazanfar in the last game. Take that, says Tanzid.
Beware of a hurt Bangladesh, because they're taking their anger out on some of the bowlers here, and this is a great start. Hit out of not anger but hurt. I think Bangladesh were absolutely dented in the last game, so it's a good way to start the innings, by being aggressive, by being proactive. 3.1, none for 28. It's a great start.
Yes, Tanzid was dismissed by Gazanfar in the previous game. Towards mid-on and out. Nabi takes the catch. He was right back on the edge of the circle. Well, Gazanfar at the start of the over lost the battle, but I'll tell you what, he's won the war.
It's a problem with some of the Bangladeshi batsmen. The top order, they look so set. 22 off 17. I think he dragged his bat just a little bit off the pitch when he was trying to hit it aerial, and a very good catch in the end. Beautifully set up fielder at mid-on, deep enough to catch that high ball, and so it's Gazanfar once again who picks up a wicket, and Tanzid's impressive innings comes to a halt. 22 off 17, he got 28 for 1.
See, you don't trust me. Come on, boy, come on, boy, come on, boys. My old friend come to the pitch.
Skipper in at number 3.
Oh.
Najmul Hussain Shanto, another left-hander. That best score against Sri Lanka in Chattogram in March of this year.
Time for Afghanistan to make a comeback. Tanzeen was batting beautifully. I guess the length was right for him to really to play that shot, but it's just that the execution lacked more strength. Needed to take it away, lift it off Nabi's height, and so in the end a very good catch. Had to backpedal and took a very, very fine catch.
Yes, he misjudged it a little bit. Almost overran the ball, but then was good enough to get 2 hands to it. It's one of my pet hates there, Ramiz. Shanto off the mark, down the ground with mid-off back. New batter.
It's a modern way of helping an opponent.
Shabash, shabash. Oh, no run, Nabiaji.
Successful over for Afghanistan and for Gazanfar. Bangladesh 29 for 1.
Bangladesh winning the toss and deciding to bat first, 29 for 1. a positive start. Afghanistan is striking back, courtesy Ghazenfur. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me is voice of Bangladesh cricket, smiling Atar Ali Khan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Devendra. Good afternoon, everyone.
Fazal to continue with expense today, then for 17. Searching for early breakthrough. They've been able to get the wicket through the spinners, not through the fast bowlers. Fazal has the tendency of getting the ball to swing around early and taking early wickets, and that's been the success mantra of Afghanistan cricket team here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Different challenge presented today. They're bowling first. He's operating with slip in position. Drifting down the leg side. Wide signal.
Nazmul Shanto in the middle. As a skipper, he's played 10 matches in one-day international. He took over and it was announced to lead the side in all formats of the game. And in the last 10 matches as a skipper, he averages 51, just above 51 in one-day internationals. And I feel that this is the time. He also looked solid in that first match, was well set.
Pulls handsomely behind square on the onside for 4. A cracking boundary is looking good today as well, Shanto.
We've already seen what Tanzid Hassan Tamim did with the bat. He'll be mighty disappointed to see throwing his wicket away. Again, this is the now Nazmul Shanto probably just anticipating the ball to bounce a little bit more and adjusting well. There you go. Rolling the wrist over and then putting it away to the fence in the vacant area. And when you do have that sort of a start, you've got to build on it. That's exactly what Bangladesh will be hoping for. Remember, Afghanistan has a high quality bowling attack.
Now change in line just outside the off stump, getting the ball to swing away from the left-hander. There was some conversation between Gurbaz, the wicket-keeper, and the bowler. Making that adjustment, looking to check the ball away from the left-hander. The slip in position, third on the boundary. Fine leg is up in the circle, square leg on the boundary.
Yeah, they're going at a good pace here. Almost 8 runs in an over, 7.5, 7.56 to be exact. And if you pick up a boundary early in the over, it's important that you look to rotate strike.
Excellent delivery, good comeback from Farooqi, just spraying down the leg side and adjusting his line. Now he's attacking the off stump.
What a way to start the this bilateral series. Afghanistan going on to win handsomely the first one-day international by a big margin. Would have been a lot of discussion. Yes, Mushfiqur Rahim not available for Bangladesh due to that fractured finger. That they made a force change, handed a debut, ODI debut to Jakar Ali.
Nicely clipped, fine leg up in the circle. Has to cover a lot of ground there from deep square position to his left-hand side. Couple of runs. Runs flowing for Bangladesh today.
That's good. It's really good for Bangladesh to be able to understand what the team requires. Initially, you would want to see the top order to see the new ball off, and then when it gets a little bit older, and then it gets a little bit easier for batting. But you got to watch out also for someone like Ghazenfur, who has been sensational. What a find. Another mystery bowler. They keep on producing one after another.
Afghanistan is the factory of spin bowlers. There are around 20 bowlers who can play for any team at the domestic level. They organize different T20 tournaments, 2 T20 tournaments domestically, 2 one-day tournaments domestically. They get a lot of opportunities, and hence they get the opportunity to compete against the likes of Rashid Khan. Their experience of playing against the best helping to their cause. Drifting down the leg side. They brought the man inside the circle at the square position on the onside. Fine leg was sent on the boundary, hence making that change. Wide signal.
Yeah, again drifting down the leg side as a bowler. When you see the ball doing a bit, you've seen the ball to swing away from the left-hander. But once you pitch it on middle and leg, then you're asking for trouble. They've just adjusted the field, sending back the short fine leg in the deep position and bringing that fielder from deep square leg at mid-wicket inside the